So, how are you today?
Tired.
Yes. Oh, we do have to do this for our intro.
Now,
Kind of like it. It's kind of fun. Welcome to the Rating Cats and Dogs podcast. I'm your host, Shannon, along with...
Arianna, are you singing over there?
I don't know.
It's turned into a musical. I'm out.
I'm in a weird mood tonight.
I'm tired. I've been in the studio. It's like I didn't have a weekend because I've been in the studio pretty much, was it 5 hours today, 6 or 7 hours yesterday, and then almost every day this week I was like in the studio from 9 to 5.
Wow.
Yeah. It was like a full-time job there.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when I left, people were on their 26th hour. I hope they're home and sleeping by now.
26 hours straight in the studio.
Yeah, some people are crazy.
It must be hard being architecture students.
It is
That's what we're
very
talking
hard.
about.
Well, I think we're one of like the only majors where you get your own key to access a building at any single time you need to.
You pre-med, pre-law. I think. Yeah. That's it.
See, we're on the same level as pre-med and pre-law.
Okay, ego is now inflated.
Our lives are in your lives are in our hands.
Kind of. You're going into a building, you want it to be to code.
Yeah, you want it to be safe, don't you?
Absolutely. I just thought it was cute. I remember my mom, when he first went to architecture, she was thinking civil engineer. And she'd always like, oh, so is Arianna going to be like building bridges and stuff?
No. Actually,
though you could, right?
I could.
You could design the bridge.
Well, kind of design. They still need to do all the math. The mathy part of it.
So, architects, mom, if you're listening, architects make it look pretty, and then the civil engineers make sure it's structurally sound.
Yeah, but architects can also do that.
Okay.
Architects almost like, they have their hand in everything.
So, a jack of all trades, but expert in none.
Okay, you're not.
I'm just teasing you. No, I mean, architects can design a bridge, but then generally civil engineers make sure it's safe.
The structural part. Yeah. Like, even like with, I don't know, like really massive houses, like usually engineer gets on board just to make sure.
So, a small house like mine.
Oh, you wouldn't need an engineer, no.
So, how do I know your math is correct?
Well, because it's all like anything like residential related. It's like tables. So like if we have the span, the spacing, then you pick out the wood. So it's like all like pre-mathed out.
Okay.
So then you're just picking from a table and you know what.
Because everything's to code, right?
Yeah. So it's like in the code book you can, yeah.
Okay. I kind of get it then.
Yeah. Like the math has been done, so no need to redo it multiple times for small houses.
Okay. Hey, small houses sometimes are better built than some of these large, massive houses, depending on...
I'm not anything against a small house. We have a very small house.
It's not a tiny house.
But it's not a big house.
No, it's not a big house. Well, I mean, it's not one of those tiny homes.
Well, no, I'm not saying that.
Those are super cute.
It's not a shipping container home either.
Those are also pretty nice when I see. You know what I would like is a barn dominium. Just knock my house down and give me a barn dominium because those look amazing.
Not all of them. Some of them just look like houses trying to be barns, and it's just weird. I want to actually see like an actual barn turned into a house.
Oh no, people are actually buying them now with it in mind to convert into. So it's all new.
Yeah, no, but like I don't know. I don't like the ones that are like, oh, it's a barn dominium. I like that's just the house, and you put on like metal roof on it.
Oh, no. I mean, I've been seeing, I guess I'm on the barn dominium side of TikTok. I've been seeing like actual giant barns with like that wrap around front porches. Oh,
that sounds nice.
Yeah, it's so nice.
See, I like that kind of barn dominium.
Like, yeah, it's all like, sometimes they do build 2 floors in it too.
No, what would be really cool is if like you actually had animals, they were on the first floor and then your house is like above it.
I don't know if I want to smell horses and pigs and things.
Well, you better take really good care of those stalls.
I mean, it might be cool if you have like one, Yeah. Like I've always wanted to have a pig. Or if like you just
had like goats or rabbits.
So like as you're trying to sleep here,
I would love it.
Would you?
I would. I'm actually kind of watching the football game that's on the TV.
Yeah, so the Bills and Kansas City are playing right now.
Bills are at 29, Kansas City just with 30, Buffalo 30, Kansas City 21.
We are kicking Kansas City's butt.
They're watching Josh Allen.
Well, everyone loves Josh Allen. If you're not from the Buffalo, New York area, he is royalty.
Oh, well, Zuzu wants to play.
Okay, well, he can't. And they're I need a better extension cord setup because the dogs always like to take out our like sound at least
the
once.
toy.
Oh, he's
Oh,
cute.
buddy. They're so cute.
He's a cute puppy.
Anyways, that's pretty much been my entire week. Is just prepping for my final review. That's tomorrow. So next week you'll hear how it went. What about you?
Oh my God. I was actually wondering. So when you came home last night, it wasn't too late. What was it? 9:10? I don't know what time it was.
I think it was like 10 something.
So were you surprised at what I was watching? So I come home, I'm
Yes,
watching
I
TV with a glass of wine, and I actually was watching Despicable Me 4.
Yeah, I was
That's the newest
surprised by
one.
that choice.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just cute, and I was in the mood for something fun. And, speaking of that, like, oh my gosh, I was thinking earlier, because, like, you know how people that don't know me, actually, and even my friends probably don't even know this about me. I'm like, it's going to take a guy that's a little bit weird and actually to be with me. Okay. That was a little, because I was like, when I do stuff and then I'm like, "Mar, mar," like make a noise.
I know. And you've affected me. I'm a little weird now.
She's answering me back like, "Mar, mar."
Ma.
When we're doing stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, I had a good run. I don't know if a guy could handle like all that.
And I have to remember to hide that when I'm with a
Dating?
guy. Yeah.
Well, I don't think you would on your own. You generally answer me. So, like, when I'm doing something or saying something,
No.
and then I'm like, burp, burp,
But
and
the
then you're
bad
like,
thing
burp,
is, like, if I like bump into something, sometimes I like screech.
I don't screech. That's your own little noise thing you
Yeah.
do.
Like, I gotta remember to stop that if anyone's around.
Yeah.
Any inconvenience, minor inconvenience when I'm home alone.
You're like, ah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, some bumps into you, you keep like, what do you mean by squeeze? You go, ah, like, huff? Or do you like,
No, I think the one time, like, I hit my foot and I was like,
was it in a silent class? Like, what was happening?
no, I was home.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, friends, I'm actually weirder than you think I am. I know you think I'm weird, but no, I have a new level of weird, and it's been that way. And especially since it's just been you and I, like, living here for the past 5 years. Anthony was here a little bit. He got out fast, and then, and then he got us. He's like, I need an apartment, but my basement's always open, Anthony. Or Alyssa. Either one.
Well, if they're moving in here, I think I'll take their house. I'm getting out then. They can have my room.
Yeah. So, yeah. So I'm a little weird. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then now, since the pandemic and then the divorce, like, I have more anxiety than I've ever had. So my best self was before when I was younger. Now I'm just like, I'm anxious and I'm weird. Like, yeah, I think like I'd have to be a little bit, in order to, or at least accepting of the odd.
I don't know if you want an odd guy.
No, well, the problem, he can't be weirder than me because then I won't like that. But like, one or two things will happen. He'll be here, you'll be here, we'll be goofing around, and I'll go, mar, mar, you'll answer. And either he'll be like, Shannon, I'm sorry, but that kind of gave me
just
that.
got the ick.
Or he'll leave, ghost me, and we'll never hear from him again.
Yeah.
And we won't even realize what we did. Like,
No.
so we won't have any idea. So yeah, it's okay. I had a good run. I was married 20 years. Like if it's not meant like the next, rest of my life, it's okay. I realize I'm weird.
I need to get rid of the weirdness. I would like to get married, I think.
Yes, you want kids and no, but I have, whatever. I'm also middle-aged. You'll have kids and you'll meet a wonderful man and it'll be wonderful. And then you can live right next door on the other side.
No, we will be moving.
Or down
far
the end of
away.
the street at the cottagecore house.
I do really like that
That
house.
is a gorgeous house.
But I'm thinking, at least an hour or two away would be
2
nice.
hours away? Why? What do I do that you need to be 2 hours away from me?
It's not you. I think, once the other people got kids over there.
You don't want to babysit?
No. Zuzu.
You say that now, but then you will.
Once I see their cute little faces.
Yeah.
I like them when they can't speak. I like that age.
Yeah, you like the newborn age and the little and just cute. So, yeah. So that was like one of my thoughts that I was thinking. Hi, Zuzu.
Zuzu, bring it over here.
And then another thing, which again goes along with just, So last Valentine's Day, I bought a sweater with a heart on it, and I thought it was cute. And then I wore it on Wednesday, and then we have this Zoom meeting, right? So there's 3 of us, and we're kind of sitting like close together, but like in front of the screen, so we can see the other person during the meeting. And I'm like, oh my God, Like, so, you know, I'm short, I'm chubby, and all you can see is the heart on my belly. And I'm like, I look like a freaking Care Bear. I'm like, what the hell? And I'm just like, I'm staring, I can barely focus. I'm staring at my belly with a big heart on it. Like, I look like a Care Bear. And then, like, I go into the bathroom, like, oh my God,
That's
why?
great.
And then I couldn't unsee it. And I'm like, what the heck? Damn it.
I don't think I saw this Care Bear shirt.
You were tired. You're like, oh no, you didn't see me in the morning. It was one of those mornings when I left before you, like we were in the bathroom or whatever.
Yeah, and then I came home late that night.
Yeah, and I change as soon as I get home.
Yeah.
But like, so then like through the day, all I could think of is Care Bear stare. I just have this giant heart on my belly. I'm like, oh my God, this is not a good look for
You
me.
need to see this now.
Oh, it's going to be posted.
Yeah.
Not me wearing it. God, I have to keep some shred of dignity, but I did go to the website and take the photo of that.
Care Bear stare.
Or a screenshot of that. And then the other thing that will also be in the photos is Alice and her toys. So whenever Alice, like every few months, she gets bonded to a special toy. She acts like it's her baby. So my dog Alice is a 5-year-old mini golden doodle. And she is the sweetest dog. Like, she's very sweet. So
Snuggles.
she's very snuggly. She takes this toy, and then it's her baby. She gets a little resource scaredy with the cats. Like, she'll chase them away from it because she doesn't want the cats near it. Other than that, like, she's not aggressive, but she takes it everywhere with her. Sometimes she carries it along with other objects with her. But then she starts getting stressed out by the baby. So it goes from love to like, it's a big responsibility for her. She's pacing the house, getting stressed out, like giving it to me. She actually has us like babysit. Like, she'll hand us the thing and then go away from us. And I'm like, I looked it up online because I'm like, this can't be the only dog that's like stressed out by her toy. So then I looked it up. So give me a moment because it's on my phone. And I'm like, and it's actually quite,
What are you doing?
Sorry.
What is happening over there?
On TikTok.
What? You're obsessed with TikTok.
I'm not obsessed with TikTok. It's just.
That's why you get all your news too, which is concerning.
Well, hey, TikTok told me that there's aliens in the ocean. I would not have known that.
There's not aliens in the ocean.
According to TikTok, there is.
I've never seen photos. Where's the photos of these aliens?
The one guy actually said that they've had alien bodies or something like that.
I want to see
I don't
them.
know. Honestly, before 2020, I think everyone would be very concerned about this, but we're all burned out, right? We're all just like, if I still have to go to work, pay my bills, nothing's changing in my life, we really don't care. Yeah. So I'm like, whatever. Anyway, so speaking back to Alice. So this likely indicates a mix of strong maternal instincts and potential anxiety related to caring for the toy. So this is a thing for some dogs. So she has maternal instincts. Some dogs have false pregnancy. And then she has anxiety from the responsibility of the toy because now she has a constant need to feel she has to care for this toy. And sometimes it leads to stress, especially if your dog is already prone to anxiety.
That's weird.
Isn't that weird?
So, like, why does she feel the need to care for this one specific toy?
Well, because she didn't have babies. We took away her maternal rights, and that's because she was spayed. And, okay, what is this cat doing? Stop. No.
This cat's destructive. Get it down.
Where's the water bottle? It's on the table. We got to spritz the cat. Okay, but don't spray the computer.
Get down. You're closer.
Okay, got it. Get down. Got it.
You're the water.
Doesn't feel the water. So that's Alice. It's like the only thing that they said was like, you should, like alternate their toys. When your dog starts becoming stressed with the toy, then maybe put it up. And when the dog's not thinking about it, hide it so then they're not worried about it.
Oh my gosh. Now I gotta keep track, see if the dog's forming an emotional attachment to the toy.
Well, it's so cute. Like, so I last night next to me. She was with me, but then she left because the toy is stressing her out. So she puts the toy next to me, and underneath it was a bone. She gave her dog a bone, her toy dinosaur thing, a bone.
She's like, here, take this, leave me alone.
She's like, here's a toy. But she feels like she has to care for this.
That's weird.
So it's very sweet. What are you doing?
Don't question me.
Well, okay. I'm sorry I questioned you. So I thought that was sweet.
Is it time for news with Shannon?
It is time for news from Shannon. Are you done hearing about my nonsense of the week? So, what does it mean to be zombied?
What? What does that mean?
So this term has gone viral. Have you been zombie? Actually, I think you have been zombied.
I've been
before.
zombied?
You have been zombied in the dating world.
What does that mean?
You know, there's ghosted, and you know what being ghosted means.
Yeah.
So, unlike ghosting, whenever you hear from your former flame again, being zombied means after weeks or maybe even months of no contact, all of a sudden, they drop back into your life and they resurrect.
I kind of like that.
I do like that. So you've been zombied.
Zombied.
Yep, you've been zombied. And then I saw another cute article in Unilad. Is that how you say it? Unilad?
Maybe.
I don't know. It was on Facebook. So it says doctor warns men could soon experience several dramatic effects of a winter penis, it's called.
What does that mean?
So it means, you know, obviously we all know about shrinkage, like guys in water, like shrinkage or whatever. This actually means that guys during the winter, if they tend to like stay cold, like they're cold and then they stay cold, their penis stays smaller. Then like a little flower, it's bigger in the spring and summer.
Oh my gosh. It's hibernating.
Right? It's hibernating. Oh, now I won't know the game because the TV's scrambled.
Hope it's not stuck like that.
CBS. That's weird. Anyway, but yeah.
Weird.
So, the other day, I just, Alyssa
you
came
saw
over.
a winter penis?
I wish. No, just kidding.
Ew.
Actually, I don't. Anyway, so I was like crying, and that was the night Alyssa came over for dinner.
Oh my gosh, now I remember.
And I was watching this TikTok, and I felt so bad. And our listeners may have heard of this.
You were crying.
But like because I'm an empath too, so I can feel other people's emotions. Or what they're going through.
I feel her emotion.
Okay. So this poor family, and it's mostly like it's kind of about the bride, but it's a woman in the photo, or the TikTok has her husband and son. So she had a small wedding planned. 75 were initially invited. She expected like 45 people to be in attendance. At 1:15, people were supposed to be at the place. Her mom texts her and says, nobody's here. There's literally 5 people at this wedding. So they waited until 2. Then her husband and her son in her wedding dress walked into the empty venue, and danced. And then she said, as she was dancing, that, you know, you see me maybe trying to be happy, looking at my husband dancing. And all I could do was just try to keep myself together so I didn't break down and cry. I mean, could you imagine? I'm going to start crying now. Like, that's horrible.
Like, what kind of friends are those?
Horrible friends. I mean, I read a write-up, and they were calling it a masquerade, so maybe people were confused and didn't know it was a wedding.
But still, if you say you're going to go to, no matter what the event is, you should still go.
Well, right. If you're expecting 45 people now, and you're paying for the catering, you're paying for everything. Like, it's just so sad. And for 10 months, she was talking to most of these people, saying how excited she was and doing all the planning, and nobody was there.
It's so sad.
So sad. So I was very, very, sad. And then this is going to be a shocker.
Oh, gosh.
Doctors reveal why gross shower habit is actually good for us and the planet. What do you think it is?
Is it waffle stomping?
It's waffle stomping. Oh, is it poop? No. You better not be waffle stomping.
That's disgusting.
No, according to Cardi B social media followers, there are 2 kinds of people in the world: people who pee in the shower and the people who lie about it. You better not waffle stomp. That's all I can think about.
That's pretty close.
So they say peeing in the shower is actually good for you.
How?
Specifically, like if you have a hard time emptying out like your bladder fully. A lot of people have that issue because how we sit isn't always like the best. So your bladder empties out, the flow of the water. Then it's better for the planet, I guess. I don't know.
I mean,
read the full
not
article.
flushing the toilet, I guess.
I guess. And then I'll also add a photo because we had a listener of someone that I don't know. A listener actually sent us. Where's that?
Send us.
She sent us a photo of her wedding cake because she listened to the cake stories. And let me pull it up because
Show it to me.
I thought I sent it to you.
You didn't send anything to me.
Oh, yeah, I did.
So disorganized over here.
So, and it's a beautiful cake.
Oh,
And
wow,
she,
it's beautiful.
and it's actually,
Can I
let me
give
put
it
on
to
my,
me?
let
I'll
me
read
put on,
it.
no, I'll read it. I just gotta put on my glasses so I can't see. It's from our wedding. You, Am I Sing to Travel is the poster. Our wedding cake and our wedding coordinator messed up, so nobody saw the wedding cake on the wedding day. So she hopes she gets it recreated someday and eat it with the same guests. Look at that wedding cake. It's gorgeous and nobody
Can't
saw
see.
it.
You have it so far away from me. That's cute. What do you mean? How's this a listener write-in?
It was in my inbox.
On to r/relationship advice. I, female 28, contemplating just proposing to my best friend, male 29. We've been dating for a month. What would make this a bad idea?
Wait, she wants to move in with them after a month.
No. You weren't listening. You were watching the TV. Come on.
Sorry.
I'm female 28, contemplating just proposing to my best friend, male 29. We've been dating for a month.
No.
What would make this a bad idea?
Because you've been dating for a month. She said best friends, so maybe they've known each other forever, but...
Yeah, so this was posted by Throw Our A Possible Crazy.
Let me just say, if you were dating a guy for a month...
And I was like, I think I'm going to propose, Mom.
No, I'd say, Ari, don't. Just, no, you need to wait. It's only been a month. But when you're young and in love, I don't think you're going to listen to reason.
No.
Well, please...
Let's see what this girl's thinking.
Okay.
Exactly what it says. I've known him for 10 years, and we've been inseparable. We've been attached to each other's lives since we met. We've been through all the ups and downs of friendship and relationship, I guess. Fights, makeups, good times, and bad. We're basically a couple even when we weren't. The only thing missing was the physical affection and sex. A month ago, I decided, why the hell not? He's definitely attractive, and I've known him long enough to know he would treat me right. We have so much in common. That's how we stayed friends so long. And I knew that I could treat him right. I asked him out, and we had sex for the first time a week later, and it was good. Continues to be good. Zuko, over here. I'll throw it over here. Zuzu, over here.
He keeps squeaking a toy, like, literally right in front of us.
Truthfully, not much has changed in our relationship besides physical attention. Oh, sorry, physical affection. It doesn't feel like a honeymoon phase, more so our friendship with an extra step. I've always loved him, but now I know I'm in love with him. The thing is, I feel like we've been together this whole time, almost like a celibate couple. I've had relationships end because of how close I was to him, and I would have chosen him every time. I'm thinking of just saying to hell with it and asking him about marriage. Am I going crazy? Is there something I'm not thinking through? Is there any super obvious way this will backfire on me?
Yeah. It's been a month.
Yeah.
Even though they've been friends for a long time, it's been a month. I would say, honey, you just need to wait and see how the dating goes. Yes, you guys are great friends.
Change like when they're dating compared to being friends.
Absolutely. So it's definitely different. So you want to make sure like things are still good.
Yeah.
At least wait for 2 months.
I know. Some top comment was, I started dating my wife after we'd been friends for 15 years. If she proposed after a month, I'd have been a bit freaked out. It feels too soon, almost like you have a secret reason to do it. There's no rush. He'll still be there later.
Absolutely. That was good advice. And I think, wouldn't that freak anybody out after a month?
Yeah.
So, your dad and me, we're engaged after 2 weeks.
That's weird, you know. Surprised he has lasted as long as he did.
I know, 20 years after engaged after 2 weeks. The odds are definitely against us.
Were you pregnant at that time?
No. I was 16 and he was 19. So no, I was not pregnant. I had Anthony at 18.
That's weird. 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
And you said yes?
I did, because it was like a whirlwind. No.
Well, I guess you were 16.
I was 16 in love. Like, yeah, it was insane. Pregnant? You wouldn't even know if you're pregnant after 2 weeks. Like,
well, I don't know if you guys are hooking up before then.
No. The plan was originally to not have sex until we were married. But then we had a long engagement, and Anthony had him at 18. So.
Well, yeah, you had to wait till you're legal to get married.
Parents could have signed off at 16.
Surprised your mother didn't.
No,
How did she react to this?
She said the same thing you did. Are you pregnant?
It's a valid question.
No, it's been 2 weeks. Like, we haven't even had sex yet. Then she was like, what are you doing? Like, she was insane because what we did is we made a really nice dinner for my parents. I had to come over, and they didn't like your dad in the beginning.
Well, not. Would you like any guy that proposed to me after 2 weeks?
No. So, it lasted 20 years. It had a good run.
Yeah. 20 years after 2 weeks. Pretty good.
It's pretty good. Yeah, but no, that's insane.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You're the girl in the story. I guess Dad's the girl.
Your dad is the girl in the
story.
I actually, though, when he went to propose, he went to, like, turn off in front of the church, and it has a big cross, like, at the end of our road over there. And all of a sudden, I felt scared. And he was like, "Oh, come get out of the car." And I was like, "Are you going to kill me?"
Well, yeah, you've only known this man 2 weeks.
Right? Like, why am I getting out? Probably going to sacrifice me.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so the date I went on the other day, he was telling me some of his bad date stories. And the one was, so it was their first date, and he wanted to come to his house. And she's like, "It's our first date. Like his parents are there, his brother was there." And she was like, "Oh, no, it's fine. I don't care." So she ends up going to his house, spends more time talking to his brother. And then he felt weirded out. So a week later, he's like, "It's not going to work." And then she asked his brother out afterwards.
Oh, did the brother date her?
No.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that weird, though?
That is so weird.
I can't imagine, like, having the guts to then...
Do you really want to meet someone else's family?
No.
Like, you've never been on a date with them. It's first date.
Yeah,
that's
it's
weird.
So strange.
So strange.
I just thought that was funny.
Yeah. Generally, you don't even want people to know where you live. Like,
no.
First date. Yeah. Well, that's creepy.
All right.
Oh, yes. We got to focus back to the Reddit stories.
r/relationship advice by Nervous Space 5301. Boyfriend, 23 male, called me, female 21, a whore for skydiving.
What?
Is it toxic or true?
Why would someone call someone a whore for skydiving? Do we need to pause for you?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Basically, we broke up over the summer, and after a few weeks of... Wait, hold on, sorry. We broke up over the summer, and after a few weeks, I went skydiving to feel and know that I could do anything. In the relationship, he had told me that he wasn't comfortable with me doing this because my butt would be pressed up on another man's genitals. What? I respected this because we were dating. After the summer and skydiving, we got back together. I told him I did this and now receive texts such as, "You then use this excuse to slut your body out like a whore, having a man rub his penis on you in the exact way I described. You acknowledged and I begged you not to." And the horrible messages, him flirting with other girls I did last year doesn't even come close to you physically slutting your body out. He's skydiving.
What? Okay, this guy is a jerk. He's an incel type guy. I don't like him at all.
My favorite's the top comment. "I'm a dude and I went parasailing once in the same manner with a male instructor. Does this mean I'm gay?"
According to that logic, yeah.
Yeah, the reply was apparently according to the rules.
Yeah, according to his rules. Well, obviously,
isn't that weird?
So weird. And she dodged a bullet because
you
don't want to
use someone like that.
No.
All right, nothing else to say?
I really don't on that one. Like, I think the guy was just weird.
Yeah, it was just weird.
I mean, he needs to work on his control issues.
Yeah. So apparently, any of the stories you sent me, I cannot open.
What? That's fine, because then I can open up mine.
I'm having the same issues as I do with TikTok, because I'm having with Reddit now.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you not updated your phone or something?
No, I never update my phone.
Okay, well, that might be the problem.
This was posted on AITAH by friendly_lab7306. Am I the asshole for being hurt that my mother-in-law wanted to exclude my daughter from Thanksgiving and Christmas to protect my sister-in-law?
Wait, but why is she asking if she's the asshole? Am I the asshole for wanting to protect?
For being hurt that my mother-in-law wanted to exclude my daughter from Thanksgiving and Christmas to protect my sister-in-law.
Yeah, no, that would make me very mad. I guess my family wouldn't be going to Christmas or anything.
Yeah, I would boycott. 31 female. I'm married to my husband, Tyler, 32 male, and I gave birth to our first child, a baby girl, almost 3 months ago. I love Tyler very much, and I always felt grateful that I married into the family I did. I grew up with a single mom, and it was always just the two of us. I love my mother dearly, but I always wished I had a larger family unit with siblings when I was little. My mom passed away from ovarian cancer about 2 years ago, so now I truly don't have a family apart from my in-laws. By contrast, my husband's parents are happily married, and he is one of 4 children. Everyone has always been kind and welcoming to me, and I always have a blast at their holidays and family reunions. The only exception is Tyler's twin sister, Ashley. Since I met her, Ashley has been cool and standoffish towards me, especially compared to her friendly younger brothers and parents. She's never been outright mean to me, but she also never made much of an effort to ask me questions or get to know me. I know she also has some resentment towards Tyler and sometimes comments on the fact that he's the favorite, that everything comes easy to him. Some of her comments irk me since I know how hard Tyler has worked for his success and also see that he has struggles and doesn't share with the family since he doesn't like to burden others. I've never said anything about the comments since Tyler accepts it the way she is and doesn't want to get too bothered by it. Even though Ashley and I are far from best friends, I've been sad to learn she's had a hard time getting pregnant. She and her husband have been trying for around 2 years now, and she recently had a miscarriage. I've tried to be mindful of what she's going through and intentionally avoided talking about my pregnancy and now baby around her. I've even declined my mother-in-law's offer to throw me a baby shower, since I thought it would be difficult for Ashley with everything going on.
It's nice of her.
Yeah. With that being said, the entire family has been incredibly excited about my daughter. My husband is the first of his siblings to have a child, and so it's an exciting time and transition for the family. Yesterday, my mother-in-law and father-in-law came to our house for dinner. My mother-in-law, she said she had something difficult to speak with us about and started talking about how hard the past few years it's been for Ashley. My mother-in-law said Ashley is excited for us, but it's painful to see me with an infant when she's wanted to be a mother for so long. She said Ashley is dreading the holidays because she's worried everyone will be focusing and fussing over the new baby. My mother-in-law said that she was looking forward to spending the holidays with us, especially since it's our daughter's first Thanksgiving and Christmas. But she's trying to think of her daughter's feelings as well. My mother-in-law basically asked if we could either sit out on the family Thanksgiving and Christmas this year or hire a sitter to watch our daughter so all the focus won't be on her. My mother-in-law even floated the idea of me staying home with the baby and my husband stopping by quickly to say hello. My husband was livid. He said that Ashley should be the one to stay home if she can't manage her emotions. And my mother-in-law said that Ashley is going through a lot right now and needs her family. My husband said he's not celebrating the holidays with the family unless the baby and I are both included. I started crying, which surprised everyone since I rarely show emotion. I said that I feel terrible for Ashley, but I'm incredibly sad and disappointed that my daughter is being excluded. I explained that I don't have family now that my mother is gone, so I really want my child to have a strong bond with her grandparents, uncles, and aunt. My mother-in-law said there would be an opportunity in the future for her to bond with the family. I said I don't think I'll feel welcome in the future now that I know they're so willing to exclude both myself and my daughter. I said it's sad that we're clearly not viewed as an important part of the family since my mother-in-law was so quick to suggest we both stay home. I said I understand that Ashley is her daughter, and so her loyalty will always be with her first, but also I'm very hurt by the request. My mother-in-law started to backtrack and said that she loves me and her granddaughter very much, and that this clearly wasn't the right way to handle the situation. She said she was trying to do the right thing, but she didn't spend enough time thinking everything through. My husband was still fuming and asking his parents to leave, even though his mom was crying and begging to work things out. I've gotten several calls from my mother-in-law today. I know I should give her a call and hear what she has to say, but I'm still so hurt. My husband is also upset and doesn't want to participate in the holidays this year. Maybe I'm being selfish under the circumstances, but I can't believe how easily they could exclude my baby. Am I the asshole?
No, and I don't think the mother-in-law thought it out, to be honest.
Mm-mm.
I do think sending away your mom as she's crying and realizing she made a mistake after she said it isn't always the best thing, unless people are heated, right? Like, then you need time to cool off. But I really feel kind of bad for everyone. I think the mother-in-law didn't think it out. She just knows her daughter's having a hard time, and she didn't mean to be insensitive. But I don't know. If that was my grandchild, I'd feel bad for my daughter. But I'd also want my grandchild there. It's their first Christmas and it's their first Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry for the sister-in-law. I mean, if you had to have, I would basically say, we can plan 2 different Thanksgivings then, or 2 Christmases. We'll spend time later.
Yeah.
Like, do something separate then with her, and then keep everything as normal. And then, hey, your daughter could join you, or you'll just do something separate.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a quick potty break for the dog.
Yep, no problem.
Real quick, show me how your All right, we're back. Top comment for the last story was, spoiler alert, your husband is not, in fact, the favorite. Good for your husband for standing his ground and stepping up for you and your wee one. Let him take the lead with his family. That's his job, and he seems to be doing very well. All the best to you and your family.
Yeah, I mean,
at least the husband's not like, okay, yeah, you stay home. I will come back.
The cat was looking to come in. Yeah, but one cat Maisie got out. So, yeah, she ran off, though. She acts like she doesn't know us. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad he's sticking up for the wife. And I think he's probably personally hurt, too. Like, what the heck? This is my wife and my baby. Like, what are you doing? Yeah, I think the mother-in-law will regret it. And obviously, she regretted it once they responded poorly. Mm-hmm. I think she was just thinking about her daughter's emotions and nothing else. She wasn't really seeing the big picture.
No.
It should have been a thought. And if they're married, her husband should have been like, once you bounce it off someone and sit with it, maybe someone else would have given voice a reason.
Maybe not. Maybe if she doesn't want to come to the family Thanksgiving, we invite our daughter to do something the day before, the day after.
Right. That's what I would do. Say, look, we're just going to do that. But I don't know. I think now there's always going to be that hurt feelings there. Like, you chose not to see your grandchild and my wife wasn't welcoming your home for a holiday. That's kind of not right. I mean, it's up to your daughter if she can handle coming or not.
Yeah.
If she lived there, then it's up to her to go downstairs or whatever, partake in the dinner or not.
Yeah. A strange situation.
Yeah. Weird mother-in-law, I guess.
Yep. All right. Moving on from AITAH from Snoo Advice 5677. Am I the asshole for uninviting my fiance's work wife from our wedding?
I'm going to say no. What are you going to say for that title?
Say no. I don't like the whole work wife thing.
I know people just joke around, but it's kind of inappropriate because now you're attaching something.
Yeah,
a bigger
it's
label.
A little weird.
Yeah.
All right. I, 29 female, am supposed to be marrying the love of my life. Bless you.
Thank you.
31 male in a few months. We've been planning this wedding for over a year, and it's been a beautiful but stressful experience. There's been one person casting a shadow over everything, and that's my fiance's work wife, Lily, 30 female. Let me backtrack a little. My fiance and Lily have been best friends and coworkers for around 5 years. At first, I was honestly relieved he has such a good friend at work, especially since his job can be demanding and a bit isolating. I tried to be the cool, understanding partner who wasn't bothered by how close they were. But over time, their bond became It became something I don't know how to handle. Lily is a huge part of his life. They texted constantly, often late into the night, about everything from work issues to little jokes. She knows things about him that sometimes I don't, and it stings to realize how much he turns to her for advice and laughs instead of me. My fiance reassured me that they're just friends, that she's his work wife, and that it's no big deal. But it feels like she's gotten so close that I'm sometimes the one on the outside looking in. As we got deeper into the wedding planning, Lily started chiming in with her opinions.
What? Who does she think she is?
Yeah. She had suggestions about our venue. It doesn't feel like him. Or flowers. He's never liked bright colors, remember?
Why is he talking to her about all this?
Mm-hmm. Even my dress, mentioning offhandedly that she knew his style and couldn't help me pick something he'd love. I tried to laugh it off, but it hurt more than I wanted to admit. Here I am planning my wedding, and I felt like I had to measure up to her view of who my fiancé is. Last week was our engagement party, and it was supposed to be such a happy day, but I kept noticing Lily glued to his side. I tried to join their conversations, but every time she'd bring up a work story or an inside joke. That left me feeling like a third wheel at my own engagement. That's weird. Why is he hanging out with her at their engagement party?
That's a little much. He has feelings for her. Or if they're not sleeping together, it's too
weird.
Close. It's too integrated.
Then, in one of the worst moments, I walked up just as she was saying, if you change your mind, you could always marry me instead.
That bizzo. I'm not going to say the word. That's terrible.
Thing. I didn't know she was joking or half serious, but my fiancé laughed, brushing it off like it was no big deal. I couldn't let it go. I pulled my fiance aside later that night and told him how inappropriate her comment was. He looked at me, surprised, and said I was just taking it too seriously, and that Lily was just playing around.
He doesn't feel that this is inappropriate at all?
Apparently not.
Ugh.
I felt like I was going crazy. Like maybe I was seeing something that wasn't there. But how would anyone be okay hearing that from someone so close to their fiance? The last straw came towards the end of the night. Lily had a few drinks, and she came up to me asking if I was really okay with how close they were. She said something like, I can't imagine him with anyone else. It felt like a knife to my chest. I wanted to scream, but instead I just walked away. Later, I told my fiance I didn't want her at our wedding. It was too painful to have someone there who clearly saw herself as part of our relationship. He got defensive, saying I was overreacting, letting jealousy ruin a friendship he cherishes. He even implied that uninviting her would damage his reputation at work. And now he's barely talking to me because he says I'm making him choose between his best friend and his fiance. I don't know what to think anymore. I feel hurt, small, and like my feelings don't matter. My friends support me, but his friends think I'm overreacting, letting insecurity ruin our relationship. Am I the one blowing this up, or am I right and want some respect and boundaries? Am I the asshole for asking him to uninvite her from our wedding after everything that's happened?
No, she is not the asshole. The work wife, Lily, and her fiance are the assholes.
Yeah, he should shut that down.
He should shut that down. She's disrespecting the wife. The wife wouldn't be the fiance. She would not feel insecure if he shut everything down. Mm-hmm. He's actually causing the insecurity with this Lily. So absolutely not. I think I would call off the wedding because of this.
I think I would too. I don't know if I can handle that.
And I feel like he's just kind of gaslighting. And I would just, and like this Lily's not going away in their relationship and her input. Is she going to help with baby names? Is she going to help with other things?
He doesn't seem like he would like that name for a baby.
And even to say, well, you could always marry me. She has feelings for him.
Yeah.
Cut it out. And he probably enjoys the flirting and, getting his ego stroked.
Attention.
Yeah. Nope. Yeah, that's a big red flag. And I know she's feeling a little bit gaslit and people, oh, you're just insecure, that you're being jealous. That's why. No, there's actually a reason.
Yeah. So top comment is not the asshole, but to be honest, it sounds like the two of them are having an emotional affair. Mm-hmm. Her comments are completely inappropriate, and your fiance's willingness to side with her and choose her over you is hugely concerning. I can absolutely predict on the day of the wedding she is going to try to insert herself into everything. It sounds like there's a level of jealousy here, and based on what she did at your engagement party, this is going to escalate on the day you get married. And then you can likely look forward to a future of her inserting herself into your relationship. The home you buy, your children, and your husband is going to keep allowing this to happen. You need to ask yourself if you can live with a throuple.
That person's right. Mm-hmm. There's no way.
Oh, I like this comment. He sees the situation as having to choose between the two women. He already puts his coworker on the same plane as his fiancée, which means he's not committed to the fundamental premise of marriage, which is to forsake all others. He has zero concept of emotional boundaries and needs some schooling.
I really like that comment. Good. That was really good. You're right. Why is she? And I feel like if the guy's in a place where he has, I have to choose between the two of you, I think it's over.
That's okay. I'll make the choice for you.
Exactly. You can keep your work wife. I'm out.
Mm-hmm. This one got 6 awards. This comment here, not the asshole. The term work wife is icky as it is, and almost always results in some crossing of lines. This is a work wife on steroids situation. Sounds like Lily's more than a work wife. She would get rid of you and replace you as his fiancé in a heartbeat. Lily's involvement in your fiancé's life has gone far beyond the casual friendship. Her opinions about your wedding and the comment about marrying her instead shows she doesn't respect the boundary between their friendship and your romantic relationship. Whilst he isn't physically cheating, there is definitely an emotional boundary being crossed here. Your fiancé is very weird indeed for saying that you're making him choose. You are his wife-to-be, not a friend. He needs to acknowledge that if this friendship is damaging the trust and comfort of your relationship, then some boundaries are necessary. You're fully justified in feeling uncomfortable about the situation. This is your relationship and you have every right to feel secure in it. Speak with your fiancé and tell him, as things are, the situation can't continue. If he still doesn't understand, then definitely reconsider what this means for your relationship going forward. Because him choosing himself and his feelings over yours isn't a recipe for a happy and healthy relationship. It's better that he gets this ironed out now than after you're married. Breaking up is a lot easier than a divorce, but hopefully it doesn't get to that point.
Yeah. I think I'd be out. I
Yeah.
wouldn't. And and then maybe he'd either realize, oh, well, that's fine. I don't have to choose against my work wife. Or he'd come to realize, okay, wait, why am I choosing a coworker over my future wife?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
yeah, that's icky. I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
Yeah. He needs to go. And it's easier for us to say, like, oh, he needs to go.
Yeah, but like it's harder. Like you wanted to marry this person.
Exactly. All right. What's the next story?
All right. Sorry, give me a minute. Switching phones. Okay. I think I need your phone back.
I think so.
Oh, here we go. This is also from AITH by Green B1043. Am I the asshole for ignoring the wishes of my mother-in-law and letting my daughter read on family vacation? As a child that loved to read? No.
I'm going to say no. Let the child read.
Yeah, what's wrong with reading?
Yeah, that's a little weird. Okay.
39 female here. Wife and mama of 3, 10 male, 8 female, and 5 female. My husband Joe is one of 3 boys. His parents have a vacation home in Hawaii, and every year they invite the kids, in-laws, and grandkids for a week-long family vacation. Some context is that Joe and his brothers were all competitive athletes and love playing sports and games on family vacations. My in-laws encourage us with the grandkids. They're currently 7, and are always trying to get them to play sand soccer or football on the beach. My son and younger daughter love the games and also being in the water, but my middle daughter, Julia, is different. Julia is smart and creative, but she also has a sensitive and introverted side. She has friends at school, but isn't as eager to play with her male cousins because they don't have as much in common with her. Julia and her friends at school love playing pretend. They've created an entire imaginary world and putting on shows. We now have her in theater and ballet. My 4 nephews and other 2 kids aren't interested in these activities and enjoy running around and playing sports all day like Joe and his brothers did when they were kids. Julia, for whatever reason, just seems to have a different personality than the other kids in the family. My daughter is also a huge bookworm and is completely hooked on the Goosebumps series. When I say hooked, I mean she spends almost all of her free time reading these books and begs me to take her to the bookstore to buy more frequently. She loves telling me about the books she's reading and has even started writing her own Goosebumps stories before bed. I personally am happy my daughter loves to read and is so creative, and I try to encourage her to pursue these interests. She's definitely a bit quirky compared to my other 2, but she's being herself and pursuing her own interests, which I love. We got to the island on Thursday night and spent all day Friday and Saturday at the beach, and are going to the pool today. Julia plays with her cousins at the house and talks to them at meals. But during the day, she just wants to sit next to me and read her books. I have encouraged her to swim for a bit since we're in Hawaii, and she goes in the water for a few minutes, but then asks if she can get back to her book. She's played a few games with her cousins and siblings when I coax her, but again, she honestly just wants to continue reading Goosebumps. Overall, when we're at the beach, I'd say she spends 1/5 of the time playing and 4/5 of the time reading. She'd probably spend the whole time reading if I didn't encourage her to try other things for a little bit. My husband doesn't see an issue with Julia spending her days reading. He says we're on vacation and it's about her having fun. He says if she wants to read on the beach all day, it's her decision and she's at least getting some sun, having a blast, and enriching her mind. I generally agree, although I do wish she'd swim a bit more since we're in Hawaii and also spend more time with the other kids. This morning before breakfast, my mother-in-law pulled my husband and I to the side and asked if we were going to let Julia bring her book to the pool today. My husband said yes, and my mother-in-law asked us to reconsider. She said the trip is about family and Julia creating memories with her siblings and cousins. I told mother-in-law that Julia is very introverted and that she bonds with the other kids at the house during meals and a bit at the beach, but she doesn't need to be running around with them 24/7 to create happy memories. My mother-in-law then accused us of spoiling Julia, encouraging her to be antisocial, and teaching her that her individual desires are more important than being part of the group. My mother-in-law says her obsession with goosebumps is unhealthy, and that Julia isn't interested in talking about anything that isn't related to fictional stories and characters. She does talk about goosebumps a lot, but my mother-in-law is exaggerating a bit. This set off my husband, and he said that Julia has friends at school, but has completely different interests than her cousins and siblings. He said that he wants her to enjoy her vacation, and if that means reading all day, then he supports it as long as it's not impacting the rest of the group. The convo ended with me telling my mother-in-law that Julia can bring her book to the pool, and that I'm not going to force her to spend her trip doing things she's not interested in. My mother-in-law and father-in-law have spent the entire breakfast scowling at me and my husband. At one point, Julia started telling my mother-in-law about her favorite Goosebumps book, and my mother-in-law said she isn't interested in hearing anything else about Goosebumps. She also said that Julia should talk about things that interest other people as well, and Julia started asking her grandma about the books she liked in tennis. My husband told his mom not to parent his child in front of everyone, it was very awkward. We're about to head to the pool, and I'm letting Julia bring her books, but I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing. I'm trying to find the balance between letting her enjoy the trip, but also being part of the group. Any advice would be appreciated.
Ooh, that was a long one. I feel like I thought we read one about reading before, but maybe not. Either way, I think the mother-in-law, first of all, she shouldn't be parenting. She shouldn't be rude to the child if she's just sharing an interest. She's also small. So what is she, 8, you said? The child?
Yeah, I believe she's 8.
Yeah. So I think that at 8 years old, yeah, it's good to teach lessons, like also talk about other things. But then she did. She asked about tennis and books that you like. She just likes to read. You are our reading child. I think I've already told this story on the podcast already, but like when your dad was worried about you, how much you read, and you were around 10, and he took you to the doctor's appointment, and because it was just like a regular annual checkup, and they asked if he had any concerns. He's like, well, not really, but my only concern is that she, spends a lot of time reading and versus like rather going outside and doing other things or playing sports. And the doctor's like, well, I read a lot and I'm a doctor. And then your dad said, well, I didn't read a lot and I'm not. And then he let the reading thing drop.
That was a good response by that doctor.
It really was. So I think, you got to give the kid a fair shake. I would say, if she's only spending a fifth of the time, try to get her to do a little bit more. Say, look, you should be playing with your cousins a little bit more. On some days, it doesn't have to be every day. Like pick a day and say, okay, let's do a little bit more. But if you're back in the house and she's playing, it's fine. Yeah. She's also an individual, and it's okay to not necessarily need the adoration of a group, and it's good to be able to stand out and be the individual. Yeah. So you are a big reader, so what's your take on this?
Let her read the whole time. She'll play with the kids. She wants to play with the kids.
Yeah. And the thing is with kids, like adults always want to force, like they must play. And sometimes it's just awkward for the kid. They don't necessarily want to play.
No, it's just going to make her not like it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she is in Hawaii, so it would be nice for her to experience thing. But then set aside that time to have those group activities. It doesn't necessarily have to be soccer on the beach or whatever they're doing. But like, go for a hike, leave the book home. Okay, Now that we're back, go ahead and it's fine if you want to read a book. Mm-hmm. Like, who cares if she's reading versus swimming? She's still outside.
It's fine.
It's fine. Let her be an individual.
She might even want to be like her mom. Like I'm sure her mom's not running around playing soccer on the beach. The mom's probably sitting with a book also.
Right.
Tanning. So she's just like, I want to sit and tan with the adults.
Right. And that sounds lovely to me.
I want to be on a beach in Hawaii.
I want to be on a beach in Hawaii reading a book. That'd be lovely right now.
I would not go in the water, though.
Why, you afraid of sharks?
Sharks, yeah.
And aliens now?
And aliens. I don't know which one's going to get me first.
Probably shark. Since we haven't seen like regular active photos of aliens. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't believe this whole thing.
Well, but the government's the one that's saying it. That's why I don't know.
What are they calling alien? Is it actually like a spaceship came down, they live underwater? Or is it just a species under, like, deep in the water that they just haven't discovered yet?
I don't know.
That is not alien because it's been here.
At this point, I don't know what the government, because I didn't watch the hearings. I don't know what the government said versus what people are
making up.
Right. So, like, one person said, oh, no, they have aircrafts underneath, and then they go, I'm like, I don't know.
Where's the photos? I want the proof. If you're saying there's aliens, I want to see photos and things of these aliens.
But do we need to know, are they threatening to attack? Is that why? Like, is that why whales beach so much? I always blame sonar from our own government and other governments, but that bothers sea marine life. Maybe that's why the whales are so angry.
They're causing climate change. They're melting the ice caps.
Maybe.
They just keep breathing on them, slowly melting them.
Well, they've got too much electricity going on underneath the ocean that's warming the ice caps. I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know what's I don't know what's fact or not, because then you take a deep dive and then I'm like, it's people's conspiracy theories. So I don't know what's real or not. No. I just know the government had a hearing. They said there's aliens. There's also unidentified objects, which also could be more like drone things from other countries that we've never seen before. So we also don't know what that is. So yeah, I don't know.
Could be anything.
It could be anything. So as long I have to work and do other things, it's not affecting my daily life. So I'm just moving on.
No. Next week, I'm going to find stories about aliens.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Alien abduction?
Yeah. I want true stories about people that have survived
alien encounters.
Alien encounters.
For some reason, a lot of people talk about anal probing. I don't know if that's real or not. And why would they do that?
Well, you'll find out next week.
Woo! All right. Well, looking forward to finding that out. Here we go. I have a story.
Oh, okay. This is going to be the last story of the night.
Sounds good. Yes, because you have your final review tomorrow.
Yeah, my final.
Oh, actually, when this airs, your final will be over.
It will be. All right. This is also posted on AITAH by few-wealth2441. Am I the asshole for refusing to pay for my sister's college after she threw my toddler?
I'm going to say, no, you're not the asshole. And
like, I don't pay for anything if she was throwing my child.
Like,
I would never speak to you again, I think, if you threw at my child.
Yeah, do you need to call child services? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
What you doing over there with your microphone?
I'm holding him. Am I the asshole for refusing? Oh, I just read that. My bad. All right, next. I am so fucking annoyed as I type this out. It feels so unbelievably obvious, but everyone keeps telling me I'm wrong, and I feel like I'm going insane. I'm typing this out because I need an outside perspective, because at this rate, I'm going to drive myself crazy. For context, my 24, sister, 19, has been staying with my family while she attends college because we live very close by. We're paying for everything because my husband and I make a much steadier income than either of my parents. And we have enough in savings together that it just makes more sense for us to pay for my sister rather than my parents, who I'll pay for both me and my husband when we're both in school. I was about to say, why are they paying for it? But the parents paid for both theirs. Yeah. I think that's fair.
That's fair.
In return for charging her no rent, feeding her, and paying for college, all I occasionally ask of her is to help me with my 22-month son. It's almost a 2-year-old.
Yeah, but people still go in months for toddlers.
Okay, once you're hitting 20s, I think you can just say like 1.5.
What's that 24 months and then they're 2?
This is my 58-month son. Start referring to Anthony. What's the math on that?
Oh my gosh, I'll tell you.
It is never for longer than an hour max, and only so I can do things like cook or clean without him clinging to my leg or begging to be hugged. He adores her, so it is much easier to hand him off to her while I try to clean up. She doesn't mind because I usually pay her something like 10 to 15 when it's any longer than 15 minutes. Please understand that this is never, absolutely never, for longer than an hour. I understand that she has studies and most times would rather not deal with him, but I always ask if she minds, and whenever she says she's busy or not right now, I always try to find some other way to handle him. Usually with YouTube or something similar, which I dislike, but it's better than him trying to crawl under my legs when I'm handling a hot pot or something to that effect. Something I have warned her about repeatedly is not having any necklaces, bracelets, earrings, hair clips, etc. when she's taking care of him. Anything that can be pulled or taken off. This is because he has a tendency to pull and play with them, which I know can be painful. Both me and my husband have tried repeatedly to discourage this behavior, but he is still a toddler, so of course it's challenging. He either doesn't understand or thinks our scolding is funny, and most punishments don't work either. We refuse to spank him, but you can't ground a toddler or take away their things when all they do is laugh. 2 days ago, I had to run an errand, and it seemed inconvenient to take my son when he was taking a nap. I asked her if she could just watch him while I went, and she said it was fine. It wouldn't have taken me any longer than 20 minutes, which I told her. She again stated it was fine. Before I left, I noticed she was wearing one of those really thin plastic headbands. I told her it could be dangerous, especially with how thin it was. But she said that if he woke up, she'd take it off and put it out of reach. When I came back, I heard both of them screaming and my toddler wailing. I saw my sister holding her ear and yelling at my toddler son while he laid on the floor crying. I was furious. I grabbed him and saw that his head was bleeding.
Ooh.
I immediately assumed the worst and called 911 and an ambulance. When the ambulance did arrive, I finally gave a closer look at my sister. I could see her ear was bleeding. Both of them were sent to the hospital. Apparently, what would happen was that my son had woke up after I left. The two of them were playing together on the couch when she got distracted by something on her phone. When she looked away, my son had took her headband and poked it into her ear. Ow.
Ow.
She had apparently thrown him onto the ground to get him away from her and to stop him from poking it further. I was still furious for the obvious reason. Thankfully, the bleeding was just a large cut that he must have gotten when he fell, and the doctors say he fell so hard that he now has a concussion. The headband apparently damaged my sister's eardrum, however, and now her hearing is damaged.
Wow.
Which I'm sure I'll feel worse about when my emotions aren't so angry. We paid for all the other of her hospital fees, of course. Obviously, my husband and I told her Obviously, my husband and I told her under no uncertain terms that she was going to move out, that we no longer be paying for her schooling after the semester is complete. But we will not be pressing charges or pursuing legal action, which the paramedics had to explain that we could. The problem is now several family members are saying we're treating her too harsh. My parents are saying that we should forgive her because it had been an accident, that I shouldn't have trusted her with my son to begin with since he isn't her real responsibility. But if she didn't want to take care of him, she could have said so. It's not like she's an irresponsible teenager. She's a grown adult capable of, say, restraining a toddler if they grab something they shouldn't. I do not think I am the asshole at all. But literally anyone in my life is acting like I'm expecting my sister to do the bare basics of keeping my son safe when I asked her to.
Okay, so this is not as cut and dry
No.
as I thought it would be. I mean, clearly she wasn't paying attention.
No, she should have took off the headband if Nose has a history of...
Right. I mean, yeah, I've had toddlers too, and you teach them no, but it's fine. Like, he's not quite 2 yet, so he's still learning. But it just seems like she really wasn't paying attention. Not only did he grab the headband, but he was able to shove it in her ear enough so she really was ignoring him. So that's on her.
Yeah. But also, I don't know, a natural reaction to someone shoving something in your ear would be to shove them off.
It would be shove him off, but
but it sounds like she really threw him if he has a concussion.
But if someone, right, like I don't think I'd want her in my house.
Yeah.
Or babysitting again.
No.
But he did it so hard, it damaged your eardrum. So it wasn't like you got a scratch.
No, like damage
That's
was done.
Like major pain in the ear. So I'm judging her a little less, but she did throw him really hard, and I understand why. And 2-year-olds don't weigh a lot, so it's easy. You know what I mean? I could see it being easy. And she's not a parent, so there's no instinct to like not throw him so hard. Yeah, I think... I don't know. She was wrong for throwing them, and I'm glad they're not pressing charges.
She was also wrong for not paying attention to the kid with the hairband when she knew it was an issue, when it was brought up before she even watched him. That's going to be an issue.
Right. So she was negligent just because he grabbed the hairband and he had it long enough to shove it in her ear. So hardly.
Just imagining that sounds so painful.
Sounds so painful. So obviously would I stop paying for college? See, if I was the parent, I don't know. I feel like parents are just, their emotions are really high right now. You also don't want your kid to have like brain damage because he's already got a concussion at the age of before 2.
Yeah, that's not good.
I don't know. I'm really conflicted on this one because it's just everyone sucks.
Everyone sucks, I think.
Except for the baby.
Yeah, the baby. Well, the baby. I know it's not the baby's fault. The parent needs to train that baby better to not stab things in people's ears.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know. I guess it's up to the individual, and I don't blame them for not.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm going to say. I don't blame them. If we cut out, it's just because I'm losing computer power.
Oh, well, we're ending it now. That's the last story of the night.
So you think that too? Like,
Yeah.
I think it's up to the individual.
I think so.
And I guess I wouldn't judge someone harshly if they didn't want to pay for their sister's college. I also feel bad for her because now she's got permanent hearing damage.
Yeah. I think there's no assholes. Like, everyone's hassle, and also no one's an asshole at the same time.
Yeah, everyone just kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Where can they find us? They can find us on Instagram for Raining Cats and Dogs. Go ahead and message me.
Yep. And on Reddit, raining_C&D_pod.
Yes, so definitely check us out. Like, subscribe, follow, tell your friends about us, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Be kind.
Have a week.
Recording stopped.